on My 65.
All right, welcome back to Orlando Matters. We spoke with the National Entrepreneur Center. Now, a couple of the organizations that are actually located, they're working together in collaboration at that physical facility. To my immediate left is Gallart, the CEO and president of the Central Florida Disability Chamber of Commerce, who always wears a bright smile on his face on a Saturday morning, and Ramon Ojeda, the president of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce in Metro Orlando, an old friend back again. Like to get you on here when I can, guys.
Thank you. Good morning, Keith.
Let's talk about how things are going at the National Entrepreneur Center and how the different agencies are in there are working together.
Well, for us, it's great. I think having this new digs or being there, it's just so nice. We're closer to our Hispanic corridor in our community, and we can proudly call ourselves a proud member of the National Entrepreneur Center. It's a brand new location, high tech all the way, and we were able to finally build the home in the way we really wanted it. So in terms of a brand new office space, is the way we exactly wanted it, and we invite everyone to come and check the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce new offices there in downtown Orlando.
Rogue, what are the capabilities you get with the facility that all the organizations can use together?
Well, the great thing about it is, as Ramon said and Jerry Ross said earlier, it's a community, and we share all the services there, and we are all on that basis where we're now under one roof where we can communicate effectively, pass on our collaborative efforts that we're doing, and because we're just walking down the hallway and we're running into each other. So that's the synergy that we have by being here at the National Entrepreneur Center, is that it's one big happy family, and it literally is, because you just basically go right down to an office and just say, hey, you know, Ramon, what's going on? And you know, we can talk about some of our efforts. And of course, the key thing that everybody loves, it's free parking. So
right,
we love
that's a big deal. The old location got a little tricky from time to time.
And it did, because of our clients. You know, they're in a startup, they're starting their business, they're cutting corners to try to save those dollars, and parking also not only takes a portion of the clients, but also a portion of what the money that the chambers have to provide, and we can be putting that back into the community and to start up businesses.
Got it. Ramon, what are some of the exciting events you got coming up in the next couple months here?
Well, as always, we keep our team very busy, and there's the upcoming Latin Food and Wine Festival taking place on October 15th. Okay. I'd like to invite all of you to come and be a part of it. It's going to be taking place October 15th, Crane Roost Park in Altamont Springs, and the idea is to bring a great number of restaurants and Latin beverages and food providers to come and showcase their products and services to those attending the event. It's free admission, and what the idea is that you get to sample dishes, Latin dishes, ranging from $1 to $5, and like in old Spain, you go out tapas, right?
Yeah.
Tapas style, and get an opportunity to interact with restaurants that are Hispanic and that are here in our community providing these wonderful services. On the other hand, we also have the upcoming Don Quixote Awards that is taking place in December. Saturday, December 3rd. But the neat thing right now is that the nomination process is open, and everyone can nominate a community officer, someone that it's been a leader in our community, a Hispanic professional. There's even one category where we call it the Hispanic Community Champion, where we recognize folks that are non-Hispanic that have contributed in one way or another to the betterment of our Hispanic community. So nominations are open. Anyone can nominate, folks, and all you have to do is go to www.donquixoteawards.com, and from there it's going to take you only less than a minute to nominate someone there.
Wow, that is quick and easy. All right, Rogue, any events coming up for the Disability Chamber you want to stand out?
Yes, we're actually going to be focusing on Disability Mentoring Day, and the Chamber itself will actually be doing mentoring this year. Okay. So we are going to be partnering with many of our trustees, such as Walt Disney World, Orlando Magic, and Orlando Health, to do some synergy with actually having some of our future entrepreneurs come out and see the workings of behind the scenes of big business.
Why is that day important? When is it? It's going to be
in October, at the end of October.
And why is that important for younger folks with disabilities to be able to get into into the workplace and get some coaching on job placement and job skills?
Well, the key thing we see is working with someone who's an entrepreneur and having somebody who can job shadow. It leads these really, our students are the future. They're our future leaders and future governmental officials that want to get out there and want the understandings of how to start up a business. With even someone who doesn't have a disability, there really isn't a one big handbook that says this is it, this is how you start a business. Right. I think the closest we have to that handbook is Jerry Ross in the National Entrepreneur Center.
And he's already spoken this morning.
He's already spoken, so we're running out of things. But the focus on this is by doing job shadowing, doing these mentorings, which all the chambers participate in, is showing these students that here are the opportunities for you to grow, whether it's to keep your education, which is key. Do I want to continue that education and become an entrepreneur? Do I want to go into the workforce and then come back and then start my own business? So it's key that we have leadership like myself, Ramon, Jerry Ross, that go out there and partake in these events and lead the way for the future leaders. So it's really key.
That's a good point. Ramon, what are some of the key programs that you're offering at the disability, at the Hispanic Chamber that you want people to know about, entrepreneurs to know about as well?
Well, the Chamber model is very simple. We're here to support businesses, and we do it in a very simple way. It's basically three main areas. We call it business networking, business exposure or recognition, and business development opportunity. So all the folks, whether they're professionals working for larger organizations or entrepreneurs coming to our organization, the idea is for them to establish a network of contacts where they can promote their products and services. Everything starts with a relation. In many cases, once that relation gets going, folks have a better shot at establishing that business and get it going. One of the things, for example, we have worked in the recent past, it's with our friends at Wyndham Worldwide Corp. Okay. They do support us in a way that they help small businesses go through a certification program with the Florida Minority Supplier Diversity Council, and they pay for that. So if you are a minority chamber, a minority-owned business, and you want to go ahead and get certified, they will come in and help to pay for that and guide you through the process. But the most important thing, and we do a little bit of business training, most of our business training gets done by our sister organization, the Hispanic Initiative Fund of Florida, which is also housed at the NEC. But the idea is an opportunity for anyone coming there to have that network opportunity, to have that chance to meet just with not us but other organizations. And Rog and I just shared just recently, someone came to network and find out about the Central Florida Chamber for Disabilities, and that individual ended up talking to us and ended up talking to our friends at the HBIF. And that is just a true example of how this person all of a sudden enhances its networks of contacts.
The collaboration. Are you seeing more people or fewer people come to you trying to start a business these days? Is the slow economy hindering people, or are people saying, forget about it, I got to go do it myself, let's get it done? What are you seeing?
We are seeing more folks coming out and exploring the idea of becoming an entrepreneur. Some of them need better preparation at it, and then they get to use the tools that the NEC and the Chamber and the Hispanic Business Initiative Fund provides. And some other folks are, coming in with the right idea and with just a little bit of guidance, getting ready to go and access capital and get it going. We also seen this time a good opportunity for folks that once either they're out of a job or looking for a job without finding one, go back and get some training skills done, either in formal institution of higher education or by assisting and taking care of all the training opportunities that a center like the NEC would provide with all the folks that compose that.
Got it. Rogue, let's talk a little bit about unemployment among people with disabilities, because traditionally, nationally, unemployment for people with disabilities has tended to be considerably higher than the national unemployment average. So how important is it to have a disability chamber both for Orlando and then eventually perhaps nationally?
It's really key, because we're looking at right now statistics from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. This time last year, in July 2010, private sector alone, and these reports were released last Wednesday, we have a number that we've incorporated 12,500 brand new businesses here in the metro area. And this now puts us in a position that we rank 23rd out of 100 metro areas in the United States.
Wow.
So we've come to the task, we've reached that point. Now we have to look at other opportunities, and persons with disabilities are looking at it as, you know, not even just persons with disabilities. Why do I want to start my business is the question. And they're looking at the unemployment rate right now and saying, you know, I have this idea, this may be the perfect time for me to put this together.
Sure.
And many people who have actually been in that stages where they've been working and seeing a decline in employment, they've already pre-planned. So many of our clients are coming to us and saying, you know, I have an idea, I want to start my business, please lead the way. And what we're doing is we do the same thing as the HBIF and Ramon and the Hispanic Chamber and Connect, because our focus is creating business plans. We work with the consumer, build the business plan, and then the next step is then we connect them. We connect them with such organizations as HBIF, the Hispanic Chamber, and through the NEC and many other chambers, especially the African American Chamber. We have a client that we've connected through there. We've been able to have that source where they can actually seek that supplier diversity, which is key. And that's what we're focusing on, supplier diversity for our clients to get out there and make their idea known. And this is a place where they can come through our chamber, and the other chambers in the NEC, and focus on that and start a business.
How can corporate Orlando support both of your chambers?
I think the best way is by actually us getting out there as chambers, as the National Entrepreneur Center, and going out there and keep the collaboration going. That is where the synergy is working for us, because we're sharing ideas, we're sharing with some of us some ideas that may not have worked for me. Ramon may come to me and say, you know, I have an idea, and Ramon may do vice versa and say, you know what, I've tried this, what are your suggestions? So the great thing about it is that we will go out there and talk about, you know, go out to Metro Orlando and say, this is some of the opportunities that we have. Come out to our chambers, come out to the NEC, see some of these things. And as Jerry Ross always says, that if you don't like any of the services, you can have your money back, and which are all free. So
it's pretty good because it's free. Ramon, what would you say about how corporate Orlando can support your mission and what you're doing?
Well, for us, it's a very unique proposition. You know, it's all about what you can create and you can deliver as value added or as a value proposition to your chamber members. You are as good as a serious and as a credible chamber you can be, and that all depends on the amount of members you have. In our case, we have about 1,100 members, and we've been around for almost 20 years. Our mission is to support the economic development of the Hispanic business community and to provide leadership in the Hispanic community of Orlando. To get these folks, to get their attention, basically what you have to do is run a chamber like a business and make sure that you are delivering value-added initiatives to your chamber members. That way, one of our objectives is to make sure that there's a bridge that you can build between corporations and their, for example, their minority purchasing and minority procurement programs and small businesses that are chamber members. If you can work in a way that you are making the connection, again, through networking opportunities, networking initiatives, and these people get to connect, you're doing your job. And again, at the end of the day, comes a year when the chambers that decide not to renew, it's because you didn't provide a good enough value, or if they decided to renew their membership, then that's because you're doing a good job.
And Ramon, what can you tell us about the importance of people who are not Hispanic business owners working with the Hispanic Chamber?
In that area also, I believe we play a key role. For example, out of the 1,100 members that we have, just recently, last month, we did an analysis, and we're segmenting our members ethnically, if I may call it that way, and we were able to identify 31% of our membership being non-Hispanic. So there's 1,100 members. 31% of that, it's folks that, like you, for example, are always looking at what's happening in our community and ways to connect with our community, because you understand the importance.
We live together.
There's 3.7 million folks in Central Florida. 750,000 of that, it's folks that are members of the Hispanic business community. Within 10 years, the Hispanic community more than doubled. We grew 102% in 10 years. If you look at the purchasing power, let's just look at it in a very economic way, just numbers. If you look at purchasing power of that group, it's very well above $15 billion. billion
Wow,
per year.
incredible.
So if
Can't
you're,
ignore that if you're a business person.
whether you are Hispanic or not, you got to take a look at it and say, well, I want a piece of that pie. I want to find a way how to interact with these folks. And the best way to do it, or one of the safest ways to do it, is to come out there, join the chamber, and be interactive and be a part of our